We get asked all the time, when should I upgrade my hearing aids?
Yeah, when's it appropriate?
When should I upgrade?
Year 3, year 5, year 7.
20? Sometimes people say these should last my whole life, right?
I don't know. All I know is upgrades are fun.
Upgrades? I like an upgrade.
It's a good time.
Yes.
I mean, think about like even when you start your year off.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm going to go for my theatrical weight. I'm going to go for stage presence. I'm going to lose some lbs, some pounds. I'm going to do some push-ups. Like you're all just so excited, and you've got this new diet, and you feel better.
Upgrade.
Right? Upgrade.
I understand you recently upgraded your phone.
Phone, yeah.
Is this
so
true?
Over 4 years old. My wife and I had an anniversary. 25 years of marriage.
Hey, congrats.
Love that lady. That was an upgrade. I mean, not to derail the phone, but when I got married, that was a massive upgrade. I hope you're listening, honey. So getting a new phone was fun, not just because I did it with my wife. We both traded in our phones. We got these new phones, and it was a good time. But what I noticed was my phone was lasting longer. It wasn't going dead so quickly. So the battery was 10 times better. Also, I went to do just normal things like searching for things at work, making chart notes, or doing different things that I just ordinary tasks, ordinary, usage of your phone. The tools that your phone has are amazing, but everything was working quicker. Everything was on time, just so awesome, and I felt like I'm a new man.
The upgrade was worth it.
I'm a better person.
The upgrade was worth it. People upgrade their phones sometimes every year.
Oh.
Do we recommend people upgrade their hearing aids every year?
No, we don't. Usually, for one, technologies don't even advance that quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, about every 2 years, something better is usually there, but not every.
It's incremental, right?
Yeah.
From 1 year to the next, they'll release a new model. Oh, it's a little bit better.
Possibly.
A little different body style. Year 2, it's getting a little better.
I'll tell you what, though.
Year 3?
If you go to year 4 and year 5, now those little increments you're talking about, there's now a difference between the baseline of when you bought your device and now 4 or 5 years later. Things are definitely better than now. That's true.
And that's usually what I tell my patients. I say, your hearing aid should last you at least 3 years. Hold on, pause just 1 second. We'll get back to our video in just one moment. But if you're liking what you're seeing, please like the video, subscribe to our channel, turn on the notifications. We really appreciate it. Back to the video.
Let's get back.
The technology improves gradually. I'd expect at least 3. After 3 years, you might start thinking about what the new technology is. You might get curious.
Yeah.
We always let our patients try new things with no obligation, no risk. You can try new hearing aids if you want to. But I would say, I don't know, for an average patient of ours, what do you think? How often are they upgrading hearing aids?
I know the national average is like 4.68 years. So just under 5 years, people change out their hearing devices. So that's the average. In our clinic, it's probably close to that. It's probably close to about 5.
Yeah, probably 5, 6.
Somewhere between 4.5 and 5.5 years. We don't have that data, do we? But we do know that just our feeling is probably right around that fifth, 6th year. And so getting an upgrade is really, really a fun thing. It was really fun for me to change out my phone and have that experience. And recently, I had a patient come in. It was on a weekend, and this patient, she was like, what's going on with my device? It's not working right. It's giving me the low battery indicator all the time. It's being really, really funny. And I said, well, how old is your device? And she's like, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years old. So we looked it up, and sure enough, she'd been in that technology for right around 5 years. And her husband looked at me and said, well, should she be getting new hearing devices? I mean, and we get this story a lot, where the significant other is involved because
they care.
That person wants,
it's a big deal.
They want them to hear their best because it affects them. So this idea of her maybe trying some new devices, she did exactly what you said. She was like, well, should I be getting new devices? And all I said was, well, you can try them. You know, in our clinic, you can come in, try devices for about 60 days, see if your life's better. If it is, let's get rid of the old and start enjoying the new. And so that's a fairly common story, that devices just right around that 4th, 5th, 6th year, right in there, for some reason, these little small micro-sized devices that are so teeny, they start to do funny things. They start to not be as consistent.
Yeah, so I'd say there's 2 reasons why people upgrade their hearing aids. And I guess this answers the question that a lot of patients ask, which is, how do I know? How do I know when I should upgrade my hearing aids? One is your hearing aid starts acting haywire. It's behaving strangely, it's doing weird things. Maybe it's even dead, it's not even working.
Right.
So if the hearing aid's acting haywire and it's 5 years old, maybe that's the time. Number two is you're just curious about new technology. So it's usually one of those two things. Sometimes the hearing aid's 4 or 5 years old, it's still working, but you're thinking, man, I've heard there's really cool stuff out there. I'd really like to see what else is out there
More
and
of
how
a
much
performance-based decision.
So either the hearing's going haywire or you just want to try some new technology.
Little P&P, it's either problematic or it's performance-based.
Okay. I didn't know where PP was going, but I like that.
I know. So if you have one of those Ps and you're just kind of curious and you're wondering, is the new technology that much better? I mean, my buddy Stan, we're golfing, he's telling me how much he loves his devices. Well, come check it out.
Try it.
Tell us what Stan's wearing and we'll get you in it and we'll see what you think. So it's really fun.
It's one of the most fun things we do, just try it for a week.
It's amazing.
Put it on, try it,
it's
let us know.
amazing how many people come in and they say, I'm curious about my buddy's hearing device, but I have to be honest, I'm really happy with what I'm wearing. And then they try the new technology, and it always blows me away because they came in happy.
Yeah.
They're already doing just fine. And they put in the new technology that's a little faster. It's a little bit better with how it handles noise because of the speed. And it's just operating maybe more efficiently because it's brand new. And they put them on. And here we are in this quiet room. There's not even any background noise here. All they're doing is listening to us. And they start nodding their head, and their body language is suggesting, okay, this is definitely a better experience. This is cool. So
how long can hearing aids last?
Wow, are you going for the Guinness Book of World Records?
We have some clinic records.
We have clinical records here.
How long has our clinic been open?
We've been open 20 years.
20 years.
We're in the 20th year.
We have a handful of patients that have had their hearing aids, maybe not 20, but close. We've got some patients that are probably 15 years.
Yeah.
Not very many.
Yep.
But there are a handful. And
my personal record, and I can't go to 15, but I had a patient, I can name his name, but I won't. But he had his device for 13 years. And I would tell him all the time, like, you've got to be setting some kind of record.
When did the Dot launch? Original Dot.
Ooh, I know who you're thinking about.
Wow. We can't say names.
Oh my goodness, does he still have the Dot? Not the Dot squared, but the Dot?
I think this is original Dot from like 2007.
9, 7, 8.
So 8 maybe?
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Anyway.
He could be 15, 16.
Geez, so I definitely see patients sometimes that'll get a decade or more out of their hearing aids. It's not the norm.
Well, I only have one patient, but yeah.
It's not the norm,
it's
but
not very,
you can get a decade if you're...
Yep. And one of the things that we've done as a clinic is we've negotiated with the hearing aid companies to make sure that they will fix a device if someone wanted to wear it for 10 years. After 10 years, they tell us, we don't have the parts, we don't have the ability, the software is come and gone. So after 10 years, that's kind of, I think, the limit for these big manufacturers, but it's tough to keep a hearing device going. That's probably why we don't see it very often.
They're electronic devices, they're being worn, they're exposed to sweat and to dust and to oils, and they just tend to not last quite that long, but sometimes you can get it 10 plus.
What else is interesting is a manufacturer warranty. We can purchase warranties with our patients, with the people that come here, and we can do that for about 4 years. So when a patient starts their 5th year, there's actually no warranty to cover a loss or a damage like the dog bit it or something, or even repairs. For example, my microphones aren't working, or my little button that I usually push to change for different listening environments, my button no longer works. Those kind of things are not covered by manufacturers after that 4th year. And so year 5 and 6, that might be another reason why people just don't want to keep shelling out money to repair their old devices, because why put money into something that's a time bomb? It's literally, I could put $200 to $500 into this and it'll work, but then what's the next thing that's going to fail on this thing? It's kind of a time bomb. So some people, I think, don't like to put money into their device in year 6 and 7 and 8 because they're like, well, that money could have just gone towards something that works a little better.
And that reminds me of a question we get asked quite a bit of, that is, do the hearing aids have planned-in obsolescence?
Wow, black cloud.
You hear that conspiracy theory sometimes that, hey, are these designed to actually just stop year 4, are they designed just to stop working or breaking? The answer is no. The hearing aids are not designed to do that. And if we take care of them and we have our patients bring in our hearing aids regularly to have them deep cleaned and checked, if you're taking care of them at home, if you're bringing them into the clinic to have them cleaned, there's not a date when they should die.
Right.
But your point is really good that the manufacturers do start phasing out parts after about 5 years.
That's right.
So you get a part that breaks on your hearing aid's 5 years old. There's no guarantee the manufacturer will have that part. So yeah, it's not that it's planned in obsolescence, but the manufacturers themselves do phase out software, they phase out parts, they phase out things after a certain amount of time.
It's interesting, even going back to my phone. Here it was, 4 years old, and I have to admit, I was using the phone. I was happy. It was working. It helped me in my life. But when I got the new phone, it was a big upgrade.
Did it take you like 2 days of like, I don't know how to do this? Was there a little learning curve to it before you felt like a new man?
No.
No.
No, I just started using it. It was working better. I was happier. I was taking better pictures, better videos. My memory everything about the phone seemed to be working as intended. And it was kind of joyful. It was exciting.
My experience with upgrading phones is usually the first couple days is still kind of figuring it out a little bit. Everything's a little bit different. There's a little learning curve. But after a couple days, I'm really happy. I'm really glad I did it. I know it's better. I can recognize it. And I see that with my hearing aid patients too, that maybe sometimes the first day or two there's some newness. Maybe the app is new, maybe where the button's situated is new, maybe it fits a little different, but then after a couple days they recognize.
That's a good point.
I love it.
Okay, everybody, we so appreciate you watching the video today. If you've liked what you've seen, please like it, subscribe to our channel. It means the world to us, but it also means the world to other people who are trying to figure out what's going on with their hearing health. So thank you for watching.